Shalom, it's your brother Yarav, giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Shalom to the elect of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the Lord will have mercy on in these latter days. Shalom. Shalom to the men of the Lord that are prophesying, that are preaching and teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom to all you brothers, and I have another quick lesson going in here. This article and when you play it, Salakia, that's more rioting and protest going on. It says three NC or North Carolina cops fired after being caught talking about killing black people. Now you wonder why I bring this article out, because this is so relevant to the times that we're living in, that Esau Edom, who is the so-called white man, that's undeniable that he's also the devil. There's undeniable proof that he is by the rhetoric that you're hearing, by the times that we're living in, like all the prophecies coming through, the mark of the beast. The Lord said we would see things just like this, and the scriptures point to how, you know, the first thing you're gonna see is speech before all the bloodshed starts. You know, actually, let me get that real quick. We got in Sirach. This is Sirach 22 and 24. It says, "As vapor and smoke of a furnace goeth before the fire, so reviling before blood." You know? So when you look up, what does that word reviling mean? Can I look this up? Let me just Google it. To revile, criticize in an abusive or angrily insulting manner. You know? So let's read, let's get that Sirach again. It says, "Vapor and smoke of a furnace goes before the fire, so reviling before blood." So what does that mean when you see articles like this coming out? And we know that this is just one of these cops that happened to get caught, you know, recorded on camera, you know. And this guy's 44 years old, talking with other cops about the same shit. But they don't think it's all cops. They don't think it's cultural at all, you know. Which there are probably some examples of some cops that are not like that, but for the most part, this is the this represents uh, ultimately the culture of what it is, of how Esau Edom has set this thing up. The way that this guy feels is how the elites feel, you know. Otherwise, how did this culture seep down and get into so many different police departments? You know, it says sitting in his patrol car in Wilmington, North Carolina, Officer Michael Kevin Piner predicted that Black Lives Matter protests will soon lead to civil war, and he's not wrong about that. Says, "I'm ready," Piner told the officer, adding that he planned to buy an assault rifle. Yeah, because Esau, that zeal is on him, you know. Whenever he gets to use a weapon or shoot, you know, or destroy something, you know, he gets excited, you know. And this is how we know that he's not right and he's the devil, you know. Uh, we're just going to go out and start slaughtering them effing niggers. That's exactly what that says, you know. I'm not sure how YouTube will catch profanity or whatever, but hell, that's what he said, you know. Fucking niggers is what's bleeping out right here, you know. He said we're just gonna start slaughtering them, you know. Now, isn't that just hatred? We're already down with the worst, the lowest of the low already in society, and they still hate us, man. Even in our lowest state, they still they're just they're infatuated with us. They can never really truly destroy us, and even in our captivity, even in our low dumbed down state, they still resent us. That's how you know this thing is spiritual. It goes back millennia. Jacob and Esau, baby. You know. He says, wipe them off the fucking map. Piner said of African Americans. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations, showing you that this is a race. That Esau's trying to win. But he'll convince a big bulk of our people that we all just need to hold hands when he's running, trying to win the race. You know, you can't win a race with holding hands with 4 or 5 other people. You know, and that's when Esau has made this world back when he renamed everything. Red, yellow, black, and white. You know, uh, starting back to the late 1600s. You know, the moment he put all of humanity to 5 colors, he made it a race. With the Europeans having the largest head start. You know, Shalakia. Uh, so let's. But are we shocked though, coming from the devil, that he just blatantly came out and said this? You know, this cop, and he's not even going to be sorry. He might be sorry he got caught, but that's about it. This is Psalms 12, start at 1. Help, Lord Yahweh, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fail. From among the children of men they speak vanity, every one with his neighbor. With flattering lips and a double heart do they speak. Because he probably walked by, black people in his unit or wherever, and and maybe didn't send it to someone. Maybe they said, "Hey, how you doing?" Or they might even crack jokes with him. But under their breath or with their partners, they'll go back and they'll say, things like how he said. And as a matter of fact, you see that right here. Uh, it says all 3 officers were fired Wednesday, with New Wilmington Police Chief Donnie Williams, who is black, calling the conversations brutally offensive. So they had a white, so these white boys had a black police chief, over them, you know. So he was watching his tongue and how he spoke then, you know, because they do speak with a double heart. Because at the end, in their heart, they're fags, you know. They don't fight fair fights often. They're always trying to get the edge and use some kind of technology, you know. They'll play the victim even after they've done the wickedness, you know, because he always has to have a head start, even with a major head start like they're having today. Like 99% of wealth is owned by so-called white people, and look at how angry they still are at us, you know. That should tell you something, you know. Um, the double hearted do speak. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. So the Most High's going to shut you devils down. Even that coy niceness, you know, that fake politeness that you put on amongst our people, you know, when in your head, in your mind, you're you know, you're imagining, wicked things, looking down on us, despite you being responsible for the reason why we are to be looked down upon, you know, who have said with our tongue we will prevail, our lips are our own, who is Lord over us. Yeah, because you set up Christianity as just a rubber stamp for sin forgiveness, you know. The Christianity that they have set up holds you accountable in absolutely no way. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can go kill and murder 100 people as long as you confess Jesus, you're good. The Lord's not going to judge you according to Christians. Because that's the kind of religion that they set up. One where they're not accountable. One where they can hold themselves as gods. And this is again par for the course for Satan. You know. Verse 5 says, "For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I arise, saith the Lord. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him." And that's the Most High is going to come and deliver us out of the situation that we're in. It's about to get dire, man. Remember, you know, blood comes right after reviling. As the rock stated. Um, the the words of the Lord Yahweh are pure as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. So the Most High's words are perfect and will always come true. And that's something to be joyful about, brothers. The Lord sees us in this situation. He's not. These headlines are not just coming out just to put fear in us. It's coming to get our spirits right with you. How about you, Yahweh Shai? That's what these trying times are for, to try us as the Most High's word is tried. You know, because when we see things like this, what they're saying is the Most High sees this. He sees all of it. Like him off the fucking map, he sees it. He's the orchestrator of all of these things. Ultimately. Um, Verse 7, "Thou shalt keep them, O Lord, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. The wicked walk on every side, and the vilest men are exalted." Hey, and it's not. The Most High is about to turn everything upside down in this place. You know, Salaki brothers. This thing keeps turning back on. Found to their rightful place. You know, verse 16: He shall suck the poison of asps; the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. It's right, because he's going to be in a field, working in the kingdom. That's Esau. Verse 18: That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. Everything that he's taken from us. Imagine all of that pain he put our ancestors through in slavery. They're going to pay for all of it, every bit of it. Over 1,000 year period. It's going to be a hardcore uh, servitude, for lack of a more polite thing to say. Plan is going to come to pass. And heaven for us, you know. So even all the heathen are going to benefit at some point, but really not unto Esau. It's actually not the gospel, you know. There's no redemption for him, you know, and you see why by how he talks and treats the worst, uh, the lowest in society, and look how he treats them, And this is at the hands of his people. Hey, this devil got a lot to pay for, man. Uh, Verse 22: In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come up on him. Man, I skip one. Oh, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods, because you're not gonna own anything in the kingdom. Nothing. You know. You're not gonna have land. You're not gonna have time. Every day but the Sabbath. That's just what it is. You know. Isaiah 59 goes into this. As for your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, your tongue hath muttered perverseness. For none calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. And this is Esau, Edom, you know. And the Most High said we would be seeing these things in those latter days. That was coming down on us, having great wrath, you know. So if you scroll down in this same verse, I skipped to verse 18. Isaiah 59:18 says, according to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the when the enemy shall come in like a flood, and that's Esau, that's getting ready to happen. The Spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. You know, so this is why we need to be mindful of these things, because that flood is about to come in. You know, rhetoric, saying, there's getting more and more reports on. You know, because they're probably saying it more often because of the tensions. You know, hey, this is that sign that the enemy is about to come in like a flood, and you have to have the faith. You know, that the Most High Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai lifts up that standard. You know, it's only really dealing with the elect in that regard in these last days. So you have to give your diligence to make sure you're set right with the Most High. You know, verse 20, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression, and Jacob saith the Lord Yahweh. So the most High sending his son back to come redeem us from those that have turned away from transgression. So if you don't turn away from your transgression, this flood, you're gonna be given over to crackers just like this, you know, whether it be in the race riots, some kind of pestilence, or even just the missiles, you know. So it behooves us to be, you know, circumspect and paying attention and watching in these last days, and you know, stay humble and make sure that it's deep in you, man. You know. So I just wanted to get that and share that crazy story and bring out some precepts. Hopefully, y'all brothers were edified. Call Halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rachakwadash Wa Abat Abal.